Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. Now I want you to do me a little bit of a favour. Give this video a like if you believe that WWE is missing Bray Wyatt. And more importantly, whether you'd like to see Bray Wyatt return to WWE. Because surely, as senile as Vince has become, he's going to see business sense, see logic, and put all the past doings to the back burner and forget about them and move on. Drop his ego. Because if you look at Bray Wyatt, he is designed for WWE, if booked appropriately and correctly, which we know in the past he hasn't been. He's a merchandise monster. He's exciting. He constantly reinvents himself. He's never stale. You look at all the characters he's been through. He's evolved and got better and better and better each time. Yes, people are saying he's not the greatest in the ring, but he's a safe performer, which is great for WWE because that has longevity in the ring. So he's going to be in the ring for many, many years to come. And he's massively over. He's such a fan favourite. Now, yes, there's still going to be that small percentage of people that don't like him, but the majority of WWE fans worship Bray Wyatt and think he's an absolute living legend within the industry. The only issue they have is past booking with that theme gimmick and what happened. Now, if you think it was only 2019 when he burst onto the scene, and we were pumped, even The Undertaker rated that gimmick so highly. But we know what happened. Vince got his hands on that gimmick and ultimately really scarred it. But it's not completely ruined. Like, there is a way to reinvent this and tell another chapter or write another chapter in regards to the evolution of Bray Wyatt within WWE. But we know it's not going to happen. We know Vince is not going to re-sign him. And it's quite frankly ridiculous because the product at the moment is very, very stale. You only need to look at Survivor Series. What is exciting about Survivor Series? Vince has got to the point here where clearly all he cares about is his bottom line and money, rather than the product. He thinks this is entertainment. He thinks this is good. He thinks Xavier Woods going around with a crown on his head is entertaining. Xavier Woods is not the king of WWE. I rate Xavier Woods, but Roman Reigns is the king of WWE. Literally, like, if there's any more of a king, it's Roman Reigns. So it's just a mid-card act. Zelina Vega is going around with a British accent, which, how do they think that's entertainment? Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Going around as if she's a queen. You're not ever going to get to the main event here with that gimmick. Who has ever come out of king or queen now of the ring and become better off? Like, it's ridiculous. Big E versus Roman Reigns. Big E's not beating Roman Reigns. I think Big E's awesome. I think he's been absolutely fantastic as a babyface champion. He's not beating Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is going over either clean, which could scar Big E, because we know what happened when Roman Reigns beat Drew McIntyre. He never recovered his character afterwards. You know, or the Usos are going to get involved. What a surprise for the billionth time. And the problem again with Roman Reigns is he's so over. He's such a monstrous heel, such a personality. Who is a genuine threat at the moment? Let's be honest, who is a genuine threat on SmackDown? And the only reason they're pushing Kevin Owens at the moment is they don't want him to walk out the door and join AEW. It's kind of like the Dean Ambrose treatment where, you know, if you notice, they really made a point of putting him on television before he jumped ship to AEW. And it's just ridiculous. Like, Becky versus Charlotte, I'm game for that because it has a real life story behind it and some context, and there's genuinely some real life beef and heat, which is great. And if Alexa Bliss can return in that scenario, then I'm all up for that. I genuinely will look forward to that happening. But again, look at logic. It's two heel champions that you've been pushing for many years. You're not getting any new talent over. Now I know what you're probably thinking. Liv Morgan. WWE are finally pushing Liv Morgan, but look at it logically, like, it's been so stop-start with no build. What is Liv Morgan? Like, if we look at the mic work, we look at the ring work, she gets by, but let's face it, she's not on big time Beck's level. Simple as that. And when she inevitably loses to Becky Lynch, where do they go from there with that character? There's no longevity, there's no plan. Things are seemingly just thrown into the mix. Now, this is quite the opposite of a Bray Wyatt character, where there's a lot of thought, there's a lot of build. They're building storylines longer term. And we all know the reason why Orton went over Bray Wyatt is because Vince didn't like the way that Bray Wyatt stood up to him and protected his character. But logically, that whole storyline would have made sense if it was followed through in the right direction. And Seth Rollins has even made reference to Hell in a Cell, that dreadful match that they had between the two of them, and basically said that if the original plans that those two had together in Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt came into play, it would have been a very different result and probably one of the matches of the year rather than a dreadful match that we actually saw. And there's just no logic. They are missing Bray Wyatt like absolute mad. And to be honest with you, I think he's doing the right thing at the moment. He's going away from wrestling from a little bit. I do think he'll return very, very soon. And he's keeping his options open. He's obviously working in Hollywood at the moment, working on a horror feature film, which I think is the perfect fit and place for him to go into at the moment. And kudos to him. And I can't wait till that comes out. And then he's keeping his options open. Whether he's been in contact with AEW or Impact, there's been rumours to suggest that he has been. But look, Vince, look at it logically. Don't go and get rid of, well, you already have got rid of, but at least negotiate with the man. Get him back. Give him the creative freedom and control that he deserves. And there's a legitimate threat for Roman Reigns and a storyline build behind it. Like, where are you going? WWE fans are going to switch off because they're just going to see it as the Roman Reigns show, because clearly that's your baby and that's all you put all your effort into. As good as it is, it's going to become a little bit repetitive in the eyes of the casual viewer. Big E, look, I've got to be honest with you, there's going to come a point where I'm probably going to see Seth Rollins take that belt off him, which I'm all up for. Again, that's new, it's fresh and exciting. I'm loving the Joker-esque character. But there's no actual plan. WWE do not know what's going on week to week, let alone month to month. And that is the problem. And that is where a character like Bray Wyatt comes into the fold and makes WWE interesting to watch again. Because every time Bray Wyatt, I'd love it. Like, when he was on SmackDown, I used to love it. I didn't know what was going to happen. Like, I could see some outrageous Firefly Funhouse segment, or he'd come out and attack someone, or it was exciting. And you know he can reinvent himself further. I don't think he needs to, but if booked appropriately, re-signed, it could be what WWE needs right now, because there's a lot of criticism, quite rightly so, on the product at the moment. And to me, you've got the obvious answer. Just re-sign Bray Wyatt. Is it going to happen? Sure as heck it's not going to happen, because Vince is Vince. And sadly, as long as he's in control of WWE, this is the product that we're going to have to look forward to. But on a positive note, Alexa Bliss could come back soon. Why are we excited for Alexa Bliss? Because she was associated with The Fiend and the Bray Wyatt gimmick, and it's a similar type of thing. That's reasonably exciting, but look, you need to push her soon. You need to get her in that main event title scene very, very soon. And you need to clear out the whole Charlotte Flair thing. Logic, follow through a storyline, and we can get invested in it. The reason why we're not going to get invested in certain characters is because you don't give them enough build. You don't establish who they actually are. And us as WWE fans see through that. We worship Bray Wyatt because he was so real and authentic and himself and right in the lane that works best for him, and it was something different that WWE were not prepared for. But don't make the same mistake again. Just re-sign the bloody bugger. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you to all the new subscribers as well. That means the absolute world. If you can like the video, share the video, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you in some more videos monitoring the future of Bray Wyatt, aka The Fiend, aka Wyndham Rotunda.